So let's talk about you now. So Freddie talks about the strong values you instilled in your kids and about the work you do within your community. So when doing these interviews, I feel it's important for people to get to know the players, but also the moms. So before we conclude, please fill us in about your political platform and how you got 40 Black women to run for office in Minnesota and your Black Women Rising movement.
Um, so I have been involved in politics for, oh my gosh, I'll date myself for quite some time. Let's just say that.
Yes.
So I have led my party unit before. I've run for Congress, of course, and done some other things. But I've always constantly been pushing for policies that will positively impact community. And one of the things that I know that if we're not at the table, as they say, we're on the menu. And so we have to have those diverse voices at the table where policy is being determined and made. And so um, everyone knows that in 2020, the murder of George Floyd happened here in Minnesota, in Minneapolis. And at the
That's right.
time, I was leading the census effort there for the entire city of Minneapolis. And so um, I've been working with women for quite some time because they wanted to run for office. They say we don't, but we do. We just don't necessarily have a support system. And again, I'm the kind of person like, oh, there's a problem. Let's find a solution. We can
Amen.
change this. And so I believe in our collective in power as well as our individual, but our collective power. And so I've really been doing that for the last few years when I helped found Black Women Rising. And if you ever saw the tape of this murder of Mr. Floyd, you'll hear him calling out to his mother.
Yep.
And so as moms, we understand that on so many levels. Even when you talk about
Mhm.
uh, when our sons are brokenhearted, we can feel that, right? We can feel
Yes.
that. And so to hear him say call out to his mother, that was a call to all of us. And so we figured if you're not going to be accountable, then we're going to sit in those seats ourselves and make the policies that will prevent this from happening.
Right.
And so I know some pretty powerful and determined women here in Minnesota, and I just started working that network. And we start submitting the documentation to run. And so we had there were a few women who were already in looking at running, and then the others just decided, yes, we're doing this. And we were serious about it, but it sends a strong message that we mean business.
Yeah.
There must be change. And so we're going to get it one way or the other. And so, this was one of those ways to send a very strong message that business as usual is no longer acceptable. And so he called for his mother, and we are answering that call. And that's what we did.
Wow. That is so powerful because you're being a voice for those who don't have one.
Right. We're doing our
And
best. Yeah.
yes, yes, and really, I just implore you just keep this up. I actually was speaking, which we'll talk offline. I was just speaking to a civil rights lawyer about you earlier. I told him I read about you, and I sent him an article about you. So we'll talk about that a little bit later because
Okay.
I was like, this is fantastic, and as Black women, we need more of this to push ourselves in the future. And I just love the fact that Freddie, he spoke about that because I knew about it through him. I
Okay.
knew about it through an interview that he had and he
Mhm.
mentioned it. And I was like, oh, hold on a second. Let me go look this up.
I'm
So,
over here blushing.
and you know what? And that's beautiful because it just shows that you instilled this value in him that he actually appreciates. Because sometimes our kids, they just listen, but they don't really say anything.
Right.
And when they do, they don't say it to us, they say
Yeah.
it elsewhere. So here your boy is talking about that. And he is saying, well, my mom does this and this is a great thing. You know what I mean? So I'm particularly happy that I learned about you through your son indirectly. So
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
absolutely.
Baby, I do it naturally.